Now, every single breath I take.
13. What? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, y'all, good to see you. Welcome. Welcome to the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose, and it is wonderful to see you here this morning. I see some of you are dressed wearing green. Really? Yeah. Yay! For those of you who are watching at home, I hope you're wearing your green pajamas. Welcome to y'all, too. I'm going to pass the word over to Lonnie.
And maybe some green bunny slippers?
Yes, green bunny slippers.
God, I
yeah.
love that. I love the little leprechauns all dispersed.
Yes, lovely.
Well, welcome. It's, not only the Leprechaun Day, but we've got some very special guests in the house.
Yes, we do. Yes.
I wanted to say the OCD.
What's that?
Original choir director.
That's right, the OCD. I thought that was an illness, but anyway.
Yeah,
okay, the original, the OCD,
Yeah, both.
original
But it's
choir director. Yes.
Original choir
Where's he
director.
at?
So should we make him stand up?
Yes.
Okay.
Yay,
Todd.
Thank
I
you.
think we should make Stephen stand up
Yeah,
too.
Stephen is Todd's husband. And I think, where's Maya? We'll see Maya later on.
Yes.
Maya's her daughter. So, okay.
So,
Back to you.
what a great day. Thank you so much. And those that live far away, you can always come visit us. Todd set the bar.
That's right.
Thank you for joining us. And, well, I know we're going to have fun.
Yes, we will. Thank you. Thank you. And now we're hearing from another leprechaun, Mr. Bill.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Bill Hadris with Youth and Family. Have you ever tried something new or challenging? Show of hands, maybe, pinkies. Maybe things didn't go as you planned, or maybe you made a mistake. Sometimes things happen that expand a feeling of disappointment and frustration. The more we think about it, the worse we feel. It can be difficult to release those thoughts. But remember, spiritual law is at work all the time. Its function is to say yes. Whatever we think and feel, it says yes and gives us more. Letting go of things or thoughts that don't work for us is really good. We have to make room for things that do work. So I invite you all to take a breath with me. Close your eyes if you'd like, and think. Look through those thoughts in your mind. Is there an idea that doesn't feel good? Maybe worry or anger or frustration or fear from something in the past, something you have no control over anymore. Would it feel better to let that go? Eckhart Tolle said, "Sometimes letting go is an act of far greater power than defending or hanging on." I invite you all to repeat after me. I release and open up to my good.
I release and open up to my good.
And so it is.
And so it is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill.
Would anyone like to come down with me?
Hi, come on and sit down. Hello there. Hi, kiddos. Here's our little friend over here. Hi. Oh, nice. Come and sit over here. Yes, good to see you, kiddo. That's a beautiful backpack. It's really nice. Okay. everyone. Okay. All right. And now it's time for
me.
Jennifer.
You can be up here.
We are, yeah, I guess I
Stay.
could. Yeah, I'll stay. Okay. I'll go sit with Chris.
We're just changing up a little bit. We're going to try the announcements
sit next to you?
now instead of at the end of service, and I'm just going to read through these. So, if you're new to our center, everything I'm going to talk about is on our website at www.venturacsl.org. And if you're here in the room, we have some ambassadors that have green stoles. We have Mark and Mike. Raise your hand, Mike. Are you on? Oh. Okay. Well, we have Mark. Go ask him questions, and he'll let you know. And we have practitioners. They all have white stoles on, and they'll be able to answer any questions you might have, or they'll at least know who to ask to answer the questions. Let's see. Oh, flower dedication. Our flower dedication is for happy belated birthday, Lonnie. You are a great person, practitioner, and president, and we love you. VCSL. This week coming up, we have blood donors are urgently needed for the American Red Cross. So we are doing a blood drive here on Wednesday, the 20th, and you need to click on that QR code or go to the Red Cross's website to schedule an appointment. It'll be downstairs in Martha's Hall all day. There's lots of appointments still available, so please sign up for that. We're doing Gourmets for God host signups. If you want to know what Gourmets for God is, come talk to me. And if you have a sheet, please come find me in the social hall and give it to me so we can get everybody scheduled for the Gourmets for God. You have noticed that our bunnies have done what bunnies do and multiplied up here on the stage. So we're Show Me the Bunny. Bring a new stuffed animal to nurture children at a trauma center. We're working with Asheville CSL, and that's up on the screen, and it was during the pre-service PowerPoint. Classes coming up. We have science and spirituality, or work discussion group, Science and Spirituality. That's also this Wednesday at 6:30. Talk to Mari or Pete. Pete is here. Raise your hand, Pete. So that's this Wednesday, and they're going to be talking about where science and spirituality overlap and connect, because we're all one. So let's see. Class coming up, Being Your Body's Best Food Friend Forever, facilitated by Mary Kerrigan, our choir director. It's going to be 5 Tuesdays in person and 5 Thursdays on Zoom. So if you're interested, we have a sign-up sheet in the social hall or information on our website. Transforming Relationships, that's next Saturday. It's a workshop facilitated by me. And it's a workshop for romantic relationships that are ready to go a little deeper or maybe transform into something new. Holy Thursday service, Thursday, March 28th at 6 p.m. Join Reverend Bonnie at the Church of the Foothills and Open and Affirming Church. And then we have save the date for 2 classes and 1 workshop in April. We've got Spiritual Principles and Practices starting April 4th, Energy in Action starting April 15th, and a Self-Hypnosis for Success workshop on April 14th. Again, all of the details are on our website, and we'll have more on those later. We have choir rehearsal today downstairs at 11:30, and after service, we have hospitality behind these doors, and if you'd like prayer with a practitioner, several practitioners will be down here, and they will look forward to praying about anything that you would like a 1-minute miracle for. And if you're watching on Facebook, please be sure to share us and share everything that is happening here. Thanks.
Good morning. Could I have all the practitioners and ministers please stand and assist me in anchoring our opening prayer? Thank you. As we breathe into the goodness that God is in this very moment, we recognize the presence of Spirit, being of unconditional love, trust, surrender, compassion, a widening of the heart. the opening of the Spirit. And as we recognize these special qualities of Spirit, I also recognize them within myself and within each and every one of you here today, and those who are listening as well. I give deep thanks as I speak my word today, as we bless this service, which has been blessed already so deeply with the love that's expressed here, with the open hearts that are expressed here, with the word and the music that is expressed here. So very grateful for truth and being authentic and living our life to the best that Spirit has intended us to live. As we open our hearts and open our minds, those gifts are illuminated within each and every one of us. And as we step out on trust and release that which no longer serves us, we are empowered to a different place. And that is God's love. And I give thanks for that. And each and every one of us who are serving today, whether it be the musicians, the choir, the practitioners, or all of us are welcome and loved. I give thanks for this day and this service and all that it is. And please join me in releasing this prayer into the beauty and expansiveness that Spirit is. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. And so we breathe and we allow ourselves to be. We rest in that presence of the divine I am that lives and moves and has its perfect being in each of us. Let us breathe in deeply and let go, moving ever deeper into that spaciousness that we carry in our hearts as we listen to the words of our sacred reading.
Blessing Our World Now. An excerpt from To Bless the Space Between Us by John O'Donohue. Sometimes when we look out, the world seems so dark. War, violence, hunger, and misery seem to abound. This makes us anxious and helpless. What can I do in my private little corner of life that could have any effect on the march of world events? The usual answer is nothing. When we decide to do what we can for our own, and we leave the great events to their own domain. Thus we opt out and join the largest majority in the world, those who acquiesce. Believing ourselves to be helpless, we hand over all our power to forces and systems outside us that then act in our name. They go on to put their beliefs into action, and ironically, these actions are often sinister and destructive. When we yield to helplessness, we strengthen the hand of those who would destroy. When we choose indifference, we betray our world. Yet, the world is not decided by action alone. It is decided more by consciousness and spirit. They are the secret sources of all action and behavior. The spirit of a time is incredibly subtle, yet hugely powerful. And it is comprised of the mentality and spirit of all individuals together. Therefore, the way you look at things is not simply a private matter. Your outlook actually and concretely affects what goes on. When you give in to helplessness, you collude with despair and add to it. When you take back your power and choose to see the possibilities for healing and transformation, your creativity awakens and flows to become an active force of renewal and encouragement in the world. In this way, even in your own hidden life, you can become a powerful agent of transformation. And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you. And so let us breathe and go deep into that place that knows that we are an abundant source of encouragement and transformation. We tap into the infinite grace that is the I Am presence, that is who we are right now. No matter where we've been, no matter what we've done, we are that I Am presence. We are now and we always will be. I Am is another name for spirit, for love, for higher power, for God. And so we sing together this song that reaffirms the I Am within each of us. But as we affirm it for ourselves, we affirm it for all beings everywhere. Every molecule of the cosmos is the I Am. And so we sing together, I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering who I am. I am remembering. I am remembering. I am remembering who I am. 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 From the love of the I Am presence within us, let us breathe in deeply and then exhale, opening our eyes as love and in love and in service to what is, as it is, and so it is. Namaste. Good morning, everyone. Good to see you. So this message this morning is called The Blessings of Prayer and Action. That's a picture of Maya Waddington, who is Todd and Stephen's daughter, when she was just a little one many years ago before they rudely moved to the East Coast. Yeah, that's right. So here they are. Here's Maya, just as a little girl, carrying on the bunny theme. And one of these bunnies smells like chocolate, by the way, just so you know. So the Blessings of Prayer and Action, it's based on this book, partially based on this book that we're featuring this month called To Bless the Space Between Us by John O'Donohue. That's where Hugh did the reading from. And from the reading, we learned that the world might feel like a scary place right now, right? Anybody agree with that to a certain extent? There seems to be a lot of chaos, a lot of opposition, a lot of polarization, and things seem to be going in a strange spiral at the moment. Often our response, according to the reading, is that we feel anxious and helpless inside. And we mitigate that response, or we attempt to mitigate that response, by turning to indifference or aggression. Neither of those things are going to affect deep change. The deep change where everybody wins that I think we're all seeking. Ignorance, indifference, aggression. What if we were to look at that and see if there's a different way to be? Our friend Nipun Mehta said, "We fight for a bigger hammer to exert our beliefs, our will, and our visions onto others." Is that really going to create the win-win that I trust we're seeking? In our denomination, there's been more of a focus on activism at the moment. I just went to a conference in South Carolina, and they were urging us to take on certain issues. And there are others that really want us to get political in the churches. I've always maintained a political free zone because I think there's enough politics in the outside world, and that we can still do good work upstream, stressing values like kindness, inclusion, goodness, love, compassion, without polarizing about it. Now, in our workshop that we did in South Carolina, they quoted this verse from the Bible several times. They said, "Faith without works is dead." Faith without works is dead. And that's true. We can't just sit there. We have to do something. We have to express spirit in form. But I would add to that, faith without works is dead. I would also add to that, works without faith can be deadly. Is there an alternative? How can we combine faith and works and faith in a way that is supportive of all? I like the idea of sacred activism. I like the idea of mystical activism better. And let me say right off the bat, if this talk does not appeal to you, you can go ahead and text, okay? Do whatever you need to do. Because you should do what you're called to do. This is just what I'm called to do in the way that I'm called to lead the church. So mystical activism, what is that? It involves ego shrinkage. Now, what might that mean? Does anybody here think that they know the answer to everything? That they know? Okay, good, okay. We got an honest person right over there, okay. Yeah. Todd, okay, Todd too? Okay, never mind, okay. So knowing the answer to everything, thinking that my way is the way that it has to be, that those other people that disagree with us, they are just plain wrong and I am plain right. The ego also does not like paradox. We'll talk about that in just a minute. A lot of what we are called to do in mysticism is paradoxical. Another aspect of mystical activism is understanding that there is infinite grace available for all. Infinite grace available for all. The people we like, the people we don't like. Everybody here deserves to be in the space of infinite grace. And there are things that we can do to welcome that for ourselves and to welcome it for others. Some of the things that we do are what I talked about in the Heartivism class, the Heartivism work, which I will be doing more of soon. As soon as we're getting shirts, as soon as the shirts come in, okay? I'm going to start talking more about heartivism, which is activism. It is mystical activism with heart. We work on ourselves. We lead by inner transformation. We practice small acts of kindness and look for the ripples. We search and amplify the ripples, knowing that ripples are infinite. And we also practice the sacred work of paradox. Now that's confusing to a lot of people. What is the sacred work of paradox? Paradox often invites us to do the opposite of what our ego tells us to do. If we want to receive, it is helpful to give. And at some point, giving and receiving become the same thing. If we want to hit somebody with a bigger hammer, as in that quote from Nipun, it is often helpful to find a gentler response. And if that response doesn't work, find a gentler response. And if that response doesn't work, find this is what they say in service space, it's not a word, a gentlier response. Deborah, it's not a word. We move into a place of, another not a word, mobiosity. We move in the place of the Mobius strip. And we learn that when prayer becomes action and action becomes prayer, we co-create heaven on earth. The two become one. This is a riff on a verse from the Gospel of Thomas that I often quote. I won't quote the whole thing because I will surely get it wrong, but the gist of it is, when the inner becomes the outer, when the above becomes the below, then we enter the kingdom of heaven, or the realm of heaven, or the grace of heaven, whatever it is we want to call it. We are in the state of oneness, in the state of wholeness. When prayer becomes action, and action becomes prayer, we co-create heaven on earth. Now, part of that is about prayer becoming action, prayer as a real thing. And because we have many prayer experts in this church, I invited our practitioner, a prayer expert, and also a fantastic teacher of the mental equivalence class that's going on now. Miss Linda Drevenstedt is going to come forward and tell us all about prayer. Yay, Linda.
Are you ready to receive? Absolutely. That's the acronym for a spiritual mind treatment. That is the affirmative prayer that we as practitioners and you as anyone can learn about. And so I have my book and I have my notebook. We'll be here for a few hours. Those of us who are practitioners took a very long semester on prayer and broke it down piece by piece, put it back together. But right now, in just a couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you the core, the skeleton, if you would, of affirmative prayer. And if you want more, in the bookstore is one of the books we study in practitioner training. It's called The 5 Steps to Freedom. And the interesting connection is John Waterhouse, who wrote the book, is the former pastor, minister, head of the Asheville, funny place, in Asheville, North Carolina. And I was fortunate enough to be at a convention where he spoke. He's quite a powerful, dynamic person still. He wrote our Science of Mind dailies a couple of months ago. Fabulous. So in the Are You Ready to Receive, we take each one of those letters and find a step within the prayer that is affirmative. We believe in affirmative prayer, not pleading prayer. So affirmative prayer acts as if that which you are seeking is already a part of you. It is already yours because you and the divine are one. So step one is that recognition that you and the divine are one. And just that one statement, I am one with the divine, is plenty for that step. Just recognizing the divine is everywhere, There is no place in your mind, your heart, your home, your place, the world, the situation you face in your health, your wealth, your love life, all of those things, there is no place. And recognizing that that one is within each of you as it is in me. Unification is the you, R-U, unification. I unify with that divine. I am a part of that. It is a part of me. Nowhere can we separate the two. There's not me and God, there's just God. And I am a part of that. That's the unification step. Realization. The realization is the are you ready? Ready is, what are you ready for? What is it that you're truly wanting? And as I stand here on Sundays and do the 1 minute miracle, which is a form of the 5 steps, the biggest challenge I have is ferreting out from the person I'm praying for what they want clearly and understandingly, if that makes sense. There's a lot of things they don't want. They don't want the dis-ease. They don't want the lover that left. They don't want the this or the that. They don't want the job they just left. They don't want something. But realization is an affirmative of the positive and of the now. I realize that this is a part of mine. And I love Emma Curtis Hopkins. I went and looked for her quote. She puts her hands on her hips and says, "This good is for me and I ought to have it." This good is for me. For me, meaning expanding what Bill said, expanding our mental equivalent to know that we can receive that it is ours. It's not somebody else's, though they can have it too, but it is mine. And knowing that my God and I produce that good. It's a co-creation. So the realization of the truth of your life. What is that truth? God and I are one, and what I am wanting in my life, my mental equivalent, is already here. I just have to open. I have to be open. Sometimes we were talking about getting rid of things. Sometimes we have to get rid of some junk, mental junk, to be able to just let it in. And then the T, are you ready to, T, receive. Thanksgiving. My goodness, be thankful for what you already have been given. We all have abundance that we don't even recognize half the time. What is that that's abundant in your life? What can you say thank you for? What can you say, oh, I so appreciate this? How can you wake up every day and say, thank you, this is the day the Lord has made? Or whoever you call the divine. Just be in thanksgiving on the regular and on the gratitude train or plane, whatever you want to be on. But be in the gratitude instead of the grumble. And that'll get you a lot further in action that Bonnie's talking about toward that prayerful life where prayer is a part of your life on the regular. Thanksgiving, just saying it's already present in my life. I appreciate that I am a part of the divine that created this. Whatever you're looking for, peace of mind in a kind of a crazy tumbled up world. I appreciate. And last is release. Release it to the divine. Release it into the divine. Knowing, and I always love at the end when I'm releasing saying, knowing it is already manifest. It is already true. In the bigger mind, whatever I'm wanting is true. And your good is for you, and you ought to have it. Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda. That was beautiful. You know, one of the reasons I asked Linda is that her faith is so strong, right? So we have this faith that prayer, that thought actually becomes form. It moves through this creative media or matrix that we call the law, and it becomes form. What we think about, we experience. And how can we expand that into our experience of the world? How can we move from me to we? There is a good for the world, and the world ought to have it. The world ought to have it. And we don't necessarily get to define what that good is, but we know that there is infinite grace available for the world. There is infinite power available to the world. There is infinite blessing available for the world. One of the things that Brother John O'Donohue says about prayer is that prayer is powerful. The world is decided by consciousness and spirit. When we take back our power and choose to see the possibilities for healing and transformation, our creativity becomes an active force of renewal and encouragement in the world. Our creativity becomes an active force. That's what we're going for. And if all it takes is that search and amplify principle I was talking about, another way of saying that is let go of the grumble and claim the gratitude. Hallelujah. If all we can do is just start saying, what is something positive in this? What is the gift in this? Is there a gift in this? The answer always has to be yes. It may take a while to come into form, but the answer to is there a gift in this is always there because God is there. God, the divine spirit, higher power, is in everything. And may we have the eyes to see that through shifting our consciousness through prayer. Now, if we really want to shift our consciousness in a firm way, you know, that we often talk about affirmations or we talk about realizations. Realization means to make it real, to make it tangible. Affirm means to make it firm, to make it firm. It's the same as the word becoming flesh and dwelling among us. It's the same as spirit becoming matter, which is the way the universe has been created. If we really want to make the word flesh, to affirm it, to make it firm, to realize it, then we practice. Don't just do something, sit there and pray. And then we amplify that practice by don't just sit there, do something. It's the Mobius strip. It's the relationship between prayer and action that is essential for the goodness to come into form. Action. Prayer becoming matter. Spirit becoming matter, prayer becoming form, prayer made visible to each of us. This is a picture of Peter, Frank, and Joan. Joan's the one with the long gray hair. I don't see her. She's here somewhere. There she is. Hi. They look like brother and sister, don't they? Yeah, it's kind of cute. And they are making prayer action. They are practitioners in this center, beautiful, wonderful practitioners, and all of us are making prayer and action all the time. See all these bunnies up here that Linda so beautifully presents by talking about Asheville? That was a search and amplify ripple thing that happened where I was in South Carolina. I did a workshop on heartivism. Somebody from Asheville that used to attend here took the workshop. She liked it. She told me about this bunny project that we're doing. We're having lots of bunny energy right now because one of our beloved congregants' daughters passed away. We're giving these bunnies in honor of her because she loved Bunny. Amber is her name. And many, many children will be blessed because of the bunnies that we bring in. And it's such a simple thing. But it speaks of hope in the heart, hope in the heart with prayer, and then moving into action by going to Vaughn's and getting a bunny that's on sale, okay? Or wherever. But there's another action story that I'd like to share with you, and it's not from me. It's from Peter, the guy with the short hair and the black apron. Peter, one of our practitioners, and one of Peter's partners in prayerful action, which is Dolly. Come on up, Peter.
I'm bringing up the microphone like I was walking my dog.
That's right.
Because if she were here, she would be wagging her tail and she would be so excited and she'd want me to take her off leash and she would run through here and give everybody a bunch of love and everybody would be able to pet her. We recently have been certified with Love on a Leash, where we go into the library and kids who are reluctant readers read to the dogs. We go into the universities and into the high schools during exam weeks when kids and teachers are really stressed, and they sit and love and pet on the dogs. We go and we visit with, I see a little kid sitting by himself at a table, and we walk on over, and just to see the change in that child saying, wow, you know, I just really needed this today. I really needed this today. And through all these visits, it's everyone's having, you know, a range from joy and happiness to sorrow and anxiety to fear. Everyone's having an experience, a human experience, no matter what range it is, from joy to sadness. And in that human experience, she brings this love to each and every single person, and we're able to connect in a divine way. One of those divine ways was our first visit to a hospital. And in that hospital, there was another dog pair and partner with us and the nurse. And we're walking through the corridor, and we visited 1 or 2 rooms. And the nurse is talking to us. And while the nurse is talking to us, my dog is pulling me away and into another room. And so I just follow her. and following her, there's a person laying in the bed who cannot move. He can move his arms, but is not able to really move very much. And I, in my brain, am trying to analyze this. What do I do now? How do I navigate this? What's the appropriate protocol? They're still in the hallway. I don't know what to do. And while in the instant that I'm trying to figure this out, she, my dog, who's named Dolphina, Dolly for short, she has jumped into the bed, is lying right along his side. He's able to reach his hand down and pet her chin and her chest. And he just has the biggest smile on his face. By this time, the nurse and the other person walk in, and I'm still caught up in my head thinking about all of what's happening. And I'm like, is this appropriate? Could she be on the bed or not be on the bed? And I just see the biggest smile come over the nurse and the other person. And she says, this is the most response and reaction we've seen from this patient in a long, long time. And so, as you see, her love just lying beside the person, you can even see her little paw, who's actually gripped onto him. It's like, you're not leaving me. I'm getting all the love I can get here, and I'm giving all the love I can get here. And so as we walk even downtown, or we're walking through different areas, she will just start seeing somebody, and she will pull me over to them. And then they'll just stop, and this person will say, God, thank you so much. I was having a rough day at work, and I had a little break, and this just really made my day. The students, it's just made my day. The lesson that I am just barely beginning to learn from this, as I said, when I walked in, I kind of pretended that I was walking in with her. What I've learned from her is that she leads with love. You know, the group is called Love on a Leash, but she's teaching me how to lead with love. And so when I was walking up the stairs, I'm just have to train myself thinking, am I walking up these stairs in love? Am I standing here in the human experience of nervousness and anxiety and thought, or am I leading with love? When I'm going to the grocery store and she's not with me, how do I walk into that grocery store? How do I stand in line in Target? How do I go about my day? And is that leading with love? And she's the reminder for me for that.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. So you see that action also changes consciousness, right? We've talked about how consciousness changes action. Action, leading with love, changes our consciousness so that we become more loving, and we choose to lead with love in more and more situations, even Target, as Peter said. All right. So this is a quote from Parker Palmer, who's a Quaker. I'm sorry, I'm profiling Quakers again. I can't help it. It's what I do. Anyway, Parker Palmer said, rather than speak of prayer and action, we might speak of prayer and action, letting the hyphens suggest what our language obscures, that one cannot exist without the other. Our intentional prayers and actions plant seeds. And if you look at that slide there, I chose a slide because I wanted a picture of Todd here, because this service is about Todd and Maya, basically, so, we're good. But I wanted a picture of Todd from days of yore. And every single person in this slide has made a contribution to the center and all of us in some unseen and mystical and wonderful ways, even though some of them are not here anymore. Sue Davis, the one with the short dark hair, she, again, rudely moved away up north. And yet she still watches the service online, and she's bringing our energy, the community's energy, into her new church where she sometimes attends. And she is the one who called us a while ago. We had a big surprise for Jonna with a bunch of ornaments because she had broken all of her ornaments. That was Sue. That was Sue praying and leading with love. Our brother Ed has been doing the tech for years, doing their technology for years, and every week he comes up, he shows up reliably, and then he posts it on Facebook and YouTube, and he ripples out our message to all over the world. This is Ed leading with love. This is Ed with prayerful intention, but turning that prayerful intention into action. And then there's Judy Rogers. Judy Rogers was one of our practitioners who was a beautiful soul. She has passed on, but we still remember her, and we still speak of her frequently. My favorite Judy Rogers story is one where she was very unpractitioner-like, which I think is hilarious because, we're all human, right? But Judy was in a very, very firm contact with AOL.com for her email, and she couldn't get out of it. And she tried, and she tried, and she tried, and we prayed for her. And one day she came to the center and she said, Reverend Bonnie, prayers have been answered. I got out of my contract with AOL. I said, Judy, prayer works. Did you do anything about it? She said, yeah. When they called, I lied and I told them I was blind. Oh, brothers and sisters, siblings, the Lord works in mysterious ways. Oh. And then there's Todd. Todd, who was such a beautiful, beautiful presence in this church. Todd, who, as Lonnie pointed out, was the original OCD, or the OCD, the original choir director. We have our beautiful choir singing today because years ago, Todd had this idea, and I was like, I don't know, Todd, but he pursued, and he came after me, and he made me do it, and I'm so glad that he did, because our choir is such a blessing to this center, and I'm so glad that you all are here to hear them, and I'm so glad for our choir leaders, Mary, and all of your little friends, Mary and Chris, and there's so much to be thankful for, folks. Even in the darkest circumstances, there's so much to be thankful for. There is much to bless and much that blesses us. So can we cultivate and bring forth that blessing through our active prayer and our prayerful action? Today, we'll go into meditation. That's Garrett, putting pins in the map where we've rippled all over the world. And I have to say, I'm behind in documenting my ripples, right? Garrett is putting a pin in Ghana because we sent a film of our children doing a play, our youth doing a play, to a person in Ghana that is starting a library for children. Can we contemplate how we might be a force for good in the world today as we meditate, as we pray? Can we ask ourselves, how might you know that your prayers are actions, that your prayers are real? That prayers are spirit becoming matter? And how might you know that your actions are prayers? Let's let's go ahead and Chris, let's come on up and we'll go ahead and pray. And so we turn within to know the power and the presence of the living one, that grace, that spirit that guides us with such beauty and such wonder into the mystery that is our lives, into the mystery of the infinite that is unfolding through every single one of our lives. Today I recognize that God is all there is, and I unify with that presence. And in this context of unification, I ask myself these questions. How might I know my prayers as actions? How might I have faith in my prayers? What is it that I want? Whether it's something for us personally, or something for the community, or something for the world. How might I really have faith in those prayers and know that they are as solid as my actions? And then moving into that place, how might we know our actions as a prayer? How can we bring that prayerful energy to our actions so that our very being in a space shifts the energy and shifts the consciousness? Start small. One thing that we can do with greater mindfulness and kindness. What is that thing for you? And so we rest in that awareness, knowing that our hearts have expanded, knowing that the work we do here blesses our own personal lives, but blesses the world altogether, knowing that we are spirit in matter and matter becoming spirit all the time, that we are part of that Mobius strip that responds with gentleness and kindness and mindfulness, that place within us that seeks a win where everybody wins, where everybody benefits. We hold the space open even when the answers aren't obvious. And we rest in that presence as that presence and know it to be so. And we act as if the truth is true. And so I give thanks for this time together. I give thanks for this message. I give thanks for the seeds that we plant today. I give thanks for the grace and the goodness of this beautiful spiritual community as we evolve together into deeper love, into deeper action. And I also give thanks for this teaching, for this beautiful teaching that has blessed so many people. I bless this teaching as I bless all paths to God. Churches, synagogues, temples, mosques, ashrams, fundamentalists, atheists, agnostics, all paths. And with a heart so filled with gratitude, I release these words into the divine, and together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Thank you, Bonnie. What a great day. For me, it's like a step backwards in remembering when I first came to the center and started taking classes and on the practitioner courses and meeting Todd. That's all for you too. Whether it's your first time here, your 10th time, your 100th time, you're home. And you'll always have a place here. So in that spaciousness of gratitude and kindness, I love what Peter said, leading with love. That's what we're called to do. And you're in the right place to practice that. So this morning, as we prepare our offering, I just invite you to place it over your heart in that beautiful love center and repeat after me. We trust in spirit. Love is a giver and receiver of all that we are. We offer this gift. It is an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion. Our gifts bless many and return to us multiplied in miraculous ways so that we may give again. And so it is.
planting seeds on the ground, watering them with my sweat and tears, scattering them all around. Guess that's what I'm supposed to do with my years. Funny thing is, I may know what I've planted, but never what will show. It always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. Funny thing is, when I just do my work and simply trust, it always seems that life is looking out for me. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. And I am only one of billions of seeds. When all is said and done, I just do what's mine to do and let it be. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds. Planting seeds. I am planting seeds. Nothing more.
So I'm going to do something different. I was going to do a closing affirmation, but I think we're going to instead pray as a group, like the little kids do, because I love it when the little kids. So everybody's going to repeat after me, including the hand motions. So that's why I'm up here and not using the hand held. So everybody do this. Say, God is all there is.
God is all there is.
God is in me. I am a blessing. My life is a blessing. I am love. I am grateful to know this truth. And I release this blessing into the world. And so it is. Thank you.